Developing tonight, you may have seen these videos being shared online. Tense encounters between police and a man standing at the steps of City Hall in Ocean Springs and Waveland. The man claims his constitutional rights were violated in both cities when officers demanded to see his ID and told him to leave the property. Just in the last few hours, Waveland's mayor releasing a statement saying the man was making city workers uncomfortable before the recording started, and that's why police were called. Noah Noble has a closer look.
Am I required to give you ID?
Yes, you are.
What would happen if I don't give it to you?
You're going to jail, period.
In this video posted to YouTube, self-proclaimed civil rights investigator Jeffrey Gray is having a tense interaction with Waveland police. But minutes earlier, this is what Gray was doing, standing outside City Hall, holding a sign that says, "God bless our homeless veterans."
That's not true. Morning, man. God bless our homeless veterans. Please pray for our homeless vets.
I reached out to Gray to understand why he was there in the first place.
I just wanted to stand out in front of City Hall there on the public sidewalk in Waveland for about 30-45 minutes like I normally do, and just spread that message of God bless our homeless vets. And on the other side of my sign it says hope not hate. A large part of the homeless population is our veterans, and I think that people should show compassion and love and support to our homeless people, especially if they're veterans.
Sir, I'm standing on a public sidewalk engaged in constitutionally protected activity.
Correct. But I'm letting you know you're going to go to jail, no questions asked.
Even if I'm standing on a public sidewalk?
Yes. So how many times do I got to explain it to you?
They approached me, didn't want to have any kind of conversation, didn't want to do any kind of investigation, and asked me what I was doing. They just demanded my ID, told me that I was going to jail, no questions asked if I didn't give ID, and trespassed me out of there under threat of arrest.
When Gray took his sign to Ocean Springs, he had another run-in with police.
Ocean Springs was just as bad of a train wreck, unfortunately, as it was in Waveland, if not worse.
So let me explain this to you again.
Freedom of speech and freedom of religion.
I don't care. Let me explain this again.
If they're trespassing me,
I'll leave. Let me explain this again. You're trespassed.
Okay, I'll leave.
Now you're done. Go get your freaking lawyer and sue the city if you think that's a violation.
I would rather not do that.
Then do that, because I can tell you what, you're not going to go anywhere with it. You understand me?
I would rather not do that. I would rather you respect my constitutionally protected rights, especially being a veteran.
I do well, very much
don't.
every day.
You're trespassing me off
of public property. But when you start becoming confrontational and telling me what I can and can't do, guess what? You're gonna lose every time.
I spoke with Ocean Springs Police Chief Mark Dunstan about the recorded interaction.
We're doing an internal review of the officer's actions right now. We're certainly going to remedy any problems that we found with the officer's actions.
Noah Noble, WLOX, News Now.
And Gray told us not all of his encounters on the coast were bad. We'll have his positive interaction with the city of Goshen, plus a look at the legality of those officers' actions coming up tonight. Constitutional questions after a man says his rights were violated by police in Ocean Springs and Waveland. It was all caught on camera. Take a listen.
I'm standing on a public sidewalk engaged in constitutionally protected activity.
Correct. But I'm letting you know you're going to go to jail, no questions asked.
Even if I'm standing on a public sidewalk?
Yes. So how many times do I got to explain it to you?
But when somebody tells you you have to leave and you can't do it in front of a city building, guess what? You got to go. Just that simple.
I'm not answering more questions. Good. You told me to leave.
As we first told you earlier today, a self-styled civil rights investigator stood outside City Hall in both Ocean Springs and Waveland telling people, God help our homeless veterans. In both cases, he was told to present his ID and either leave or go to jail. New tonight, the same man held the same sign at Goshen City Hall, but the outcome was different. Noah Noble shows us what happened.
God bless the homeless veterans.
Yeah. Are you a homeless vet?
I'm a vet, yes.
Are you homeless?
No.
Oh, you're just...
Yeah.
Okay, you're just supporting them or something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, do you work here?
I do.
Oh, okay.
That's civil rights investigator Jeffrey Gray talking with Goshen Mayor Casey Vaughn outside of City Hall.
If you know of any that are homeless, we have programs set up to help them.
Okay, that's awesome. That's good to hear. Are you a vet yourself?
No, I'm not. But, you know, we partner with American Legion and they help, but we have avenues available for people. He introduced himself, asked who I was. I told him I was Mayor Vaughn. And then we just interacted some, and he was very polite to our staff. We had citizens come and go past him. He never really interacted other than pray for a homeless vet is all he asked and said to him. He didn't harass the citizens or anybody on city government property. He was just very civil and bringing awareness at our Veterans Tribute Tower in front of City Hall.
I would hope that that's the way that we react and do the right thing and be respectful of our civil rights and respectful of our homeless veterans. You know, Gaucher is the way. That's what I say. They should do it. Every City Hall should do it the way Gaucher did.
I sat down with Gaucher Police Chief David Bever to get his opinion on the videos. Was he doing anything that would have warranted y'all to step in? And
no, he just was holding a sign. You get the First Amendment of the Constitution, which protects our freedom of speech, and the public setting, public place, like our City Hall, everybody has a right.
Chief Bevers told me he stresses the importance of first impressions between the officers and the public.
The police departments in our communities, we are usually the public face of the communities. Most people have interactions with us compared to other staff, so kind of like ambassadors, and people's perception of our city is going to come a lot off based on our interactions.
In Mississippi, vagrancy laws were struck down by our Supreme Court. The only way a person can legally be removed from public property is if they're threatening someone.
I want your ID.
Can we go over there and do this so I'm off the
right
property?
here.
Okay, my ID is right here.
Because I have a valid reason to be here, and I have a valid reason to ask you for identification.
So what about when an officer asked Gray for his ID? If somebody's out here in a similar situation, just standing on the sidewalk, an officer comes up and asks for ID, do they have to present that ID, or what is that process?
No, in the state of Mississippi, the only time you have to have ID is when you have your driver's license operating a motor vehicle.
Chief Dunstan also told me both the city and emergency dispatch phone lines have been tied up with calls since the video went viral.
When hundreds and hundreds of the same people just keep calling over and over again, it certainly is not helping. It's just complicating matters. And the language being used towards the young ladies who answer these phone calls is certainly not appreciated, nor does it indicate that they're from this area.
This isn't the first time that Gray has had run-ins like these. On his YouTube channel called Honor Your Oath, he has nearly 900 videos, and some of his encounters have sparked lawsuits.
Yeah, I have a lawsuit pending in Blackshear, Georgia, where they actually cited me with being an unlawful parade for standing on the sidewalk in front of their city hall and ran me off under threat of arrest. And I have a lawsuit pending in Alpharetta, Georgia, where they actually put me in cuffs and trespassed me apparently from the entire town of Alpharetta for just spreading that message of God bless the homeless veterans.
Noah Noble, WLOX, News Now.
Waveland Mayor Jay Trapani claims Gray was peeping into the windows of City Hall, making workers uncomfortable, and that's why the officers were called. You can read his full statement, plus the entire videos of Gray's encounters on our website, WLOX.com.